Lots of girls won't come with you when you make mistakes on setting the frame of the seed. So I'm going to give you a number of examples of the most common mistakes that I found that people make on the seed so that you can learn from them and then you won't make them yourself. Now, the first one is that they seed to a place that's not the sex location. Sometimes guys seed to, let's say, a diner to get food, or they seed to a place that's, let's say, another venue that's really cool and exciting because they think it's going to make the experience better, when actually it is only making their life harder. And that seeding to another venue is the same thing. It's the same idea as a seed. It's just moving her to another venue rather than making that venue your home. They're making it a club. And the only time you'd ever really want to do that is if she rejected the idea of coming directly to your home. So you'd want to baby step it and then start moving her to another venue that's in the direction of your home. And then you'd want to build more compliance and comfort on the way and try to get her to change her mind and come straight home with you, okay? Remember, so many women would be more than happy to skip straight to your home and skip as many stops as possible once they're comfortable with you. So just you would use that as like a placeholder, and you'd set the venue that you're taking her to a place on the way as a placeholder, and then you'd try to get her to change her mind as she becomes more comfortable with you. But always seed to your home. You don't want to be seeding to a place that's not your home, like a diner or wherever else. Now, another common mistake that people make is they make the invitation sound like it's a social gathering, okay? It should never come off like you're bringing her to a public party that a lot of people are going to be there, especially one that anyone could get in, and definitely when it's not true, okay? If you're bringing her to your home and it's going to be a small, intimate, one-on-one or a small group setting, you don't want to make it sound like it's a big party. The best example of like the worst way I've seen this done is where there was somebody I know who seeded to an after party that was in the area. Now the girl, even though she wanted to come, she just needed some comfort, and she said, well, I think I'm going to go home. I live uptown. We were downtown. So he said, oh, well, I know another after party that we could go to uptown, and it happened to be that he lived in that area, and the downtown area was where I lived, so he's thinking about pulling them there. But the whole issue was he was making it sound like it was a party that was actually going on. Instead of just saying, well, I wanted to make a little party with you over here in the area, he made it sound like it was a actual party that was going on that they could attend, and that's a mistake. That's violation number one. But the other one is that instead of just saying, you know what, I really want to spend time with you, we could do it downtown over here, but if you want to go uptown because that's where you live, I also live uptown, so we could go and hang out uptown, and you could always go home from there, or we could go to hang out and have a little after party at your place if you're more comfortable with that, and then I could always leave and go to my home from there. It should be pretty simple. But never ever make it sound like it's a big after party, like it's an actual party that's going on that's going to be happening whether or not you two are attending or whatever. We are creating one together. Very different frame of mind, very different invitation. A third mistake is forcing the seed. Like with other types of escalation, the seed could also elicit both token and real resistance. And so when she outright shuts down, tenses up, firmly says no, or suddenly feels very overwhelmed or starts to worry, that's real resistance, and for whatever reason she's freaking out. Maybe she thinks she's in danger, or who knows. But what you really want to do is back off, drop the seed altogether, make a statement of empathy. So say, whoa, I'm so sorry. I just meant that in a really cool, fun way. I thought it was going to be a fun thing we could do together. Didn't mean to freak you out. My bad. But anyway, where'd you say you were from? And just change the topic and only reintroduce it when she calms down and then she's a little bit more comfortable. Realize, though, that's very different from token resistance, which in token resistance, she's just a little bit hesitant or reluctant, and that's it. And so she just needs a little bit more information. That tends to be what happens. So you'll just keep describing the place. You'll say, oh, no, don't even worry. It's going to be a lot of fun. I have a little mini bar with a bunch of different kinds of alcohol. We could just have fun and drink, put on some really good music. I have a beautiful view. It'd be really cool to bring you over there and just have fun together. And so she's just saying, I just need a little bit more information, and you're just going to make it sound more exciting. Give her more details, show her some pictures if necessary, so you maybe show her on Google Maps how far it is. Say, no, look, it's really only 3 minutes. I want you to realize where I'm taking you so you feel very comfortable. and then that's going to make it really go through very well. And then you're only going to back off if she tenses up and it turns from token resistance to real resistance on the seed. But you definitely don't want to keep forcing the idea, because it's going to make her even more defensive, and she's going to say, no, we're really good, we're really, really good. And who knows why it's happening, but acknowledge it and deal with it. Another mistake is not making sure that everyone who's coming is on the same page. So I've seen this happen in various different ways where, for instance, even the girl that you're seating on, I've seen a guy before, he seeds the pole, except he didn't make it clear he was trying to pull her. He invited her to get drinks. He said, let's get drinks. And the girl says, I'm down. So he says, cool, I'm gonna go get my coat. He walks away and he goes, gets his coat, and then he comes back. He's like, you ready to go? And she was confused that he was actually trying to bring her somewhere else. And that was a completely different expectation. So it was a failure to make sure she was on the same page as him. But I've also seen it where a guy seeds the pole, gets his girl down, but she still has other friends who may or may not be there. And he thinks that since the friends are going to come, he thinks it's enough to see the pull on the girl, when in actuality it's not. He has to get everyone on the same page, make it very clear that they're going to their apartment, that it's going to be fun, make sure everyone knows how far it is, if they have any questions. Pretty much, it's a failure to set the expectation and to let everyone know that they're invited, or at least everyone who needs to come. So understand that unless all parties that are going to be coming with you understand the plan, there's work to be done, and then only when everyone understands the plan and agrees to it, then you could pull, okay? So those are the most common mistakes. Take them, learn from them, and don't make them.